On today's episode of Identity, founder of Fuseware, Micron Ski, pops by for coffee. We spend a day with members of the Deep Kloof Dojo in Soweto, Johannesburg. What's Happening features the review of a healthy vegan app and a self-improvement website. And we wrap up the show with a track from Vusinova, Tandiwe.
An individual with an imagination. My inner faith illuminates innovations. In a space with infinite inspiration, I was born free from all incarceration. Incredible, living infallibly, intelligent, outshine with my inner being. This is me, impeccable as ever been. I am you, you are me. This is my identity.
Good day and welcome to Identity, the multi-faith magazine show that gives you a look into the different spiritual aspects that shape the lives of Mzansi's youth. I'm your host, Viwe. Friday, the 25th of August till the 5th of September, the Hindu community will be celebrating Ganesh Chaturthi. The festival marks a day on which Lord Ganesha makes his presence on the earth for all his devotees. The festival remembers Lord Ganesha's birthday and celebrates him as the god of good beginnings, prosperity, and obstacle remover. We wish our Hindu viewers a peaceful and blessed festival. Masingene ke kwinkqubo yanamhlanje ngencoko bendinayo ebeniyithanda. Namhlanje sijonga incoko egqithileyo bendinayo noMicron Ski onguchwephesha kwi-social media. Masiyibone. In our modern world, the power of social media is undeniable. From simple social interaction to being a useful marketing tool and driving business innovation, it's safe to say that it's become indispensable. The young man joining me for coffee saw a gap in this market and took a leap of faith. In 2009, Micron Ski established a social media monitoring and analytics company called Fuseware. With his vast experience in dealing with government, corporate and agency brands across Africa, he grew his company into a well-known brand and became a market leader in social media analytics and media monitoring. Mike was also listed in the top 200 young South Africans by Mail and Guardian and was part of the media's top 40 under 40 in 2014 and 2015. There's much more to this inspiring and fascinating man, so I invited him for coffee, cupcakes and a chat just to pick his brain on how he does it all. Mike, welcome to Identity.
It's great to be here. I couldn't say no to the cupcake.
Of course you couldn't. But I just want to start from the beginning. Please tell us about your childhood and upbringing. What was it like?
Wow, where do I begin? So I was born in Poland, right? Okay. And my parents actually immigrated because of communism. And they came when I was very young into South Africa as a way of starting a new life. So really, it's an immigrant family. We came here with basically nothing. My parents couldn't even speak English when they came through. So I was taught to, always push for my very best and always to challenge myself and learn and grow wherever I am in life. And I think that's one of the values that I've really kept all these years.
Okay, so what role did spirituality play in those challenging times during your childhood? And what significance does it have in your life right now?
Well, I grew up as a Catholic, as most Polish people are, and my parents were never staunchly religious, but they were very spiritual in the sense that, they believed in the divine, they believed in a higher power, and they showed me that first and foremost, I need to go and investigate things for myself, and whatever works for me is something that they would have respected either way. And so my whole life I've kind of been in a spiritual sense where I believe I take the best of every religion, and I believe in the truths of life, like compassion, of love, of helping others, of giving back.
And tell us about Fuseware. Your company started in 2009. It specializes in social media analytics and media monitoring. Please tell us about it.
Well, I always wanted to start a business. Even as a kid, I was very entrepreneurial. And after I studied engineering at UCT, I worked for a year as an engineer. I realized it wasn't really my thing. I didn't want a desk job life for the rest of my days. So I took the leap of faith and I saw a gap in the market. I saw that social media, Twitter, Facebook was on the uptick. In America, it had already gotten mainstream. In South Africa, it was very new. So I decided to take the leap of faith and start analyzing social media mentions in South Africa. And brands loved it from the get-go. Everybody wants to know what people are saying about them. So it was a huge market need, and over the next 6 or so years, I developed it into a well-known brand in Africa.
Okay, but in 2015, it was acquired by the Ornico Group. How did that come about?
at the end of 2015, I realized that the market was changing very quickly. You know, the international competitors coming in, a lot of companies were struggling to differentiate themselves. And I realized that a partnership with Ornico Group would be perfect for both of our companies because it leveraged off of both of our strategic strengths and minimized both of our weaknesses. But really the actual deal started years before, where we started developing the relationship first.
All right. And speaking about your strengths, you're also a writer and a speaker. How did you discover this, and when did this journey begin for you?
Well, I'd like to say, you know, it was my A in English that I got in high school. but really, I've always loved sharing my thoughts with the world.
Okay.
You know, I don't know who actually listens, but hopefully some people do. But, you know, there's a lot of crazy ideas in my head. There's a lot of ways that I see the world in new ways, how things can be different. And, you know, I love sharing of myself and giving of myself. It's all about giving back, really, at the end of the day. If I can inspire one soul out there to become a better person, then I've done my job.
That's so correct. And you were listed in the media's top 40 under 40. Tell me about that experience and how was it for you?
I'm not one for awards, okay? I'm not one to you know, accept awards and accept medals and all that. But what it did give me is access to an amazing network of people. You know, through that sort of title, you know, I've met pretty much all the sort of hotshots of media in South Africa, and it's so amazing hearing their perspectives and their stories, because, you know, these are guys that are changing the status quo. They're challenging things. They're making things better. Obviously, just in the one industry, but, you know, it was an amazing way for me to network with them and get access to a broader network. It really helped my business. But it also, I suppose, gives me a bit of street cred, you know, where people say, okay, this guy maybe has something important to say, let's listen. So it's been pretty good.
Yeah. And you are an entrepreneur and a technologist, and I'm sure you come across challenges. What are those challenges, and what spiritual principles do you use to overcome those challenges?
Right. Well, every day is a challenge. So the entrepreneurial way of thinking is to embrace difficulty. And you know, in many ways, spirituality is also about difficulty and suffering and going through that suffering. And I think the transcendence of suffering, whether you're you know, Christian or Muslim or even Buddhist, it really is at its core about transcending suffering and replacing that with love. And in business as well, every day is a challenge. It comes with its own sufferings in a way that you have to adapt to. So I think to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to adapt every single day, but you have to have that propensity against adversity. As soon as challenges come, you knock them down and you keep on trudging along towards your vision.
I like that. What words of inspiration, Mike, would you give to someone who wants to follow in your footsteps and is inspired by your story?
Right. So there's one thing I learned about life a couple of years ago, and I realized that no matter what happens in your life, your mindset about every situation is the most important thing. And you know, I believe if you change your thoughts, you change your reality. And whether that's in business or in life or in relationships or anything else, it always starts with your thoughts. So words of inspiration, always monitor what you're saying to yourself in your head. Besides that, it's very important to keep a balance as well. One of the biggest challenges I've had has been keeping the balance between work and play.
Sure.
There's nothing cool about working 100 hours a week. All right? I don't think that's the way forward. I think rather, you know, hit a home run with 50 hours a week, make it special, think smart, and you know, keep the balance, because I think that makes a healthy life.
And speaking of balance, we've got a quick word game for you. So we're not all serious here on Identity.
Okay.
We're also about some fun and games, right? So our word game is called If You Could, and you need to answer this as quickly as possible. All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. If you could have an endless supply of any food, what would it be?
Chocolate.
If you could read someone's mind for an hour, whose mind would it be?
Elon Musk.
Okay. If you could feature in an old classic movie, which movie would it be?
The Notebook.
If you could choose between being a ballet teacher or a rugby coach, which would it be?
A ballet teacher, actually, because it's more of a challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you could be anyone besides yourself, who would you be?
Probably like a Bill Gates kind of character.
Yeah. And that's quite fitting for us to end this conversation on Identity. Thank you so much for joining us, Mike.
Oh, it's been so good. Thank you.
Simthulela umnqwazi uMike ngomsebenzi wakhe oncomekayo nokuzinikela kangaka kumsebenzi wakhe. Simnqwenela konke okuhle njengokuba eqhubekeka ngokuxhasa nokwakha abantu ngendlela elungileyo. It's now time to take a quick break. When we come back, we take a short lift to Diepkloof, Soweto for a martial arts experience. And in today's media review segment, we take a look at the gluten recipes app, as well as a website that should leave you motivated and inspired. Don't move a muscle, we'll be right back.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Welcome back. You're still watching the only multi-faith show that aims to keep you motivated and inspired. I'm your host, Viewer Gwala. Thank you for tuning in. Ningalibali kaloku kuxhumana nathi singu Identity TV show ku social media okanye ningasithumela incwadi kudilesi identitytvshow@gmail.com. Nisixelele ukuba nicinga ntoni ngale nkqubo yethu encoko ezigqithileyo. Since we're still cruising through memory lane, not so long ago, our team was invited by Diepkloof Dojo member to witness and spend a day practicing traditional meditation and karate. Take a look at what the team captured. Let's check it out.
This is my identity.
The Japanese martial arts sport of karate has long been associated with strengthening the body and the mind, as well as instilling self-control and discipline. When Sensei Thabo Mulubi started the Diepkloof Dojo in Soweto, his aim was to impart these principles into the lives of the children in his community.
I discovered my passion while I was still at school because I started karate at a very young age as well. So after completing school, obviously I felt that there was a need for me to instill this skill of karate in and around the area of Diepkloof because it's such a disciplined sport. I started teaching karate as a sensei in the year 2010. And then I started my own club. Karate is definitely suitable for kids and women, especially in terms of self-defense. Yes, because you gotta I don't encourage my students to fight, but to protect yourself and defend yourself if a need arises, especially for women nowadays. Traditional karate, it's more of your in-depth ways of doing karate, and we've got now what we call a sport karate, of which involves most of kids attending tournaments. So that's where you differentiate between the two. So the more traditional way of karate, it's called Budo, and then we've got now what we call a sport karate, of which is mainly have to do with tournaments. Karate helps one to balance their emotions in a very good way, in that you can still discipline in oneself, so you can easily control your emotions when a need arises, like if you're becoming too emotional, so it helps a lot.
Karate is, yes, art of self-defense, but also means of self-improvement. So you practice karate for fighting, but eventually you come not fighting, but fight with yourself to improve yourself. And state of mind is very important. And the meditation calm you and improve your concentration. So meditation improves your karate. Karate is for life. And when you're young, you do competition. Yeah, but then after maybe 30 years old or something, you should retire from the competition and concentrate on the more traditional study of art of karate. When you practice karate and especially in the fighting situation, when you're fighting with a partner, you have to empty your mind. So meditation helps karate and karate helps meditation. So it helps each other.
I used to watch movies of Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee, stuff like that. Then it used to inspire me. Then I told my mom, like one day, Mom, I want to join karate. For me, it took me 3 months to understand the basic combinations and the ki and ippon, stuff like that. So when I joined karate, it taught me discipline and respect. I liked karate when I was 4 years, and I was watching when they are practicing, and I made it myself. I'm the only girl in karate because it makes me proud and happy. I want to grow and be the master like Sensei Tumiyam.
Karate disciplined me a lot because I don't get involved into fights, although I know how to fight. and then I don't drink, and then I don't smoke. I think those peers who are involved in drugs and are drinking liquor should get involved in sports, even though it's not karate, but any other sport. Young stars doing sports helps a lot because it drives us out of such things as alcohol, and it keeps your body fit.
There's a lot of nyaupe going on. There's a lot of kids who are staying out late doing God knows what. And I believe it has helped so many kids believe in themselves and find something that they have a purpose to do other than staying out late and doing things that are not right. It's different, and kids tend to love it. You know, it's you look at them wearing their gear, they wear it with pride.
The kids of this group, they are very disciplined, they have respect, and they are very dedicated in what they are doing. My son has always been a reserve child, so since joining this group, I can say he has made more friends, and he's learned a lot from this group. Compared to the way he was before, and now there's a huge difference. I'll be happy if I can see the whole of them going to England in future, partaking in other countries, not only South Africa.
The reason why I'm doing this thing passionately is to get these youngsters out of the streets and also keep them busy with karate. And I'm proud to say, you know, ever since I started this, like the youngsters that you see here are very dedicated in karate. I am fortunate enough to have them representing the country at the national level, and that is not just a small achievement, it's a very huge achievement.
This is my identity.
Siyabulela ku-Sensei Thabo Mulubi namalunga e-Deep Kloof Dojo ngokusivumela ukuba sibone elibali. Amabali afana nalawa ayasikhuthaza njengeqela le-Identity, kwaye sithemba ukuba nani nakhekile. When we return after the break, it's time for our media review segment, where we're reviewing a healthy gluten recipes app and a motivational website to help you stay inspired. See you in a moment.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Welcome back for another entertaining segment of Identity TV show on SABC1. If you've just joined us, here's what you missed. We took you down memory lane with one of the interviews we had last season with social media analyst Micron Ski. We then headed to Deep Kloof, Soweto for a martial art experience with members of Deep Kloof Dojo. It's now time for What's Happening segment. Have you heard of the Meat-Free Week Challenge? If you are like me and would love to take part but have no idea what vegetarian or vegan meals to prepare, then today's app will definitely come in handy. It offers a wide variety of vegan, gluten-free and side dishes recipes. It's called Garden Plate. Garden Plate app is a collection of delicious, tasty, clean and green vegetarian recipes. It offers you a variety of ways to maintain your healthy lifestyle. This app is perfect for you. The homepage will provide you with recipes in the following categories: vegan, gluten-free, raw salads, snacks, side dishes, and dessert. Select the vegan option to get delicious vegan meals you can prepare. Maybe you are gluten intolerant. Choose the gluten-free recipes tab to get a wide range of gluten-free recipes. Select your preferred dish that catches your eye. Each recipe offers preparation time, cooking time, and a detailed list of ingredients. Maybe you want something sweet and yummy. Select the dessert tab to get a variety of sweet treats such as raw berry tart, Nutella cookie, and other yummy recipes. The app also offers the option to share any recipe with your friends on social media. Make sure you taste different riveting healthy recipes with the help of Garden Plate. I will definitely be using this app for delicious and healthy meals. Now, on to our next review. It's a motivational website that will provide you with inspirational daily devotions and quotes that will improve all aspects of your life. It's www.motivationgrid.com. www.motivationgrid.com is a website designed to share inspiring and life-changing motivational tools for people from all walks of life. The site offers a wide range of different topics, including business, entrepreneurship, career advice, and much more. The homepage offers a montage of videos, motivations from the greats, and a list of top recently published articles. The Motivation Video tab offers videos in the form of speeches that are accompanied by text. Each video tackles different issues from spirituality to overcoming your fears. If you need some words of encouragement and wisdom, select the Productivity tab. Here you'll find different inspiring articles and various ways to improve your life. Maybe you just started your entrepreneurial journey. Click the Entrepreneurship tab to get insightful tips on leadership and how to manage and improve your company. If you're a motivational speaker, entrepreneur or writer, and you are keen to share your journey on the website, return to the homepage and select the Write for Us tab and submit your details. If you're looking for tools to help you improve your mental, physical, and financial state, make sure you visit www.motivationgrid.com. Before we wrap up today's episode, a quick reminder that from the 26th to the 31st of August marks African Traditional Medicine Week. Health ministers adopted this day in the year 2000 during the 50th session of the World Health Organization Regional Committee for Africa. 80% of Africans rely on traditional medicine for their basic health needs, and this day was created in an effort to promote a combination of the use of indigenous herbs and African spirituality. Ngalo ntetho sifike ekugqibeleni kwenye inkqubo ye-identity. Sithemba ukuba undwendwe lwethu, ibali lethu neziqendu zethu zilishiye nakhekile ninentshiseko. Uba unalo nawe ibali lakhanayo, sixelele ngokusibhalela incwadi enzulu ku-identitytvshow@gmail.com. Sikhona naku-social media. Funani i-Identity TV Show ku-Facebook, ku-Twitter okanye ku-Instagram. Catch us next Wednesday, same time on SABC 1. From me, Viwekwala, and the Identity team, we now wrap up with the sounds of Vusinova Tandiwe. Goodbye.
Izinto zadika bekuthengina oh ndisele ngicinga ngawo usuku nemini mntawethu wenze njani phakathi kwami nawe ndicinga usuku nemini mntawethu wenze njani.